welcome to lesson 12 in this module 5, where we're going to look at something slightly more technical now for ads, which is something called destination URLs. Before I get into that, let's just recap the previous session. Over the course of this module, we have gone through and created every element of the ads that we're going to need. We've created all the ad copy, we've created all the extensions. We now need somewhere to send that traffic to in terms of our landing page. So what we're going to do is in this lesson look at where that traffic is going to go and how we determine that for the purpose of putting it in our ads. So the first thing is, the term you may hear about is something called destination URL. However, that's an outdated term within AdWords. AdWords changed that earlier this year to call it the final destination. So the two things mean the same technically because they are both the page that your visitor will ultimately land on when they click your ad. So it's the final place that a visitor will go to. It's the final destination that visitor will see. Personally, I think if you think about this as destination URL, it actually makes more sense as a term because destination in terms implies arriving. And you will arrive at this particular page when you have clicked an ad. So all you need to think about in terms of a destination URL or a final URL is it's what page is my visitor ultimately going to see when they click an ad. Now there are a few different elements itself. So the first thing that's clearly in a destination URL or a final URL is actually the URL. What is the page URL you're going to send them to? This always in AdWords includes the full HTTP and the www, if that's what you're using. It includes the full URL. It also has an element in there called tracking parameters, if you choose to use them, and I recommend you do, and I'm going to show you how. And it also includes a mobile alternative. So what that means is if you have a website and you've used a mobile site builder to create a mobile version, so if I go to www.mysite.com, if I get that page when I visit from a desktop device, but I go to a redirect for a mobile equivalent on a mobile device, such as mobile.mysite.com, then this is where we put the mobile variation for it into the ad itself. It's an important distinction, otherwise everybody sees your desktop site, and clearly that's not a smart way for us to go about it. So they're the three elements that are in the URL. Two of them are totally self-explanatory. The URL and the mobile alternative, clearly very, very obvious if you need to use them. Tracking parameters are slightly less obvious. Let me tell you what they are. The purpose of these parameters is to allow you to capture more information about an AdWords click. For example, you can, if you wish, track the keyword. If you've got 10 keywords in an ad group and you want to know which keyword triggered a particular ad showing and a particular action, you would include the keyword in it. You can also include keyword match type, and there's several other things that you can use as well. Personally, I think the easiest way to do it, in my preference, is to use keyword and keyword match type. That's the information that I mainly want. The other things that come from these tracking parameters are more readily available elsewhere in AdWords for me not to need to track them here. So I personally think they're the two good ones to track. So let me show you how to do this, and we're going to go back to the spreadsheet that we created right at the start of this module in lesson 2. And so here we are. Back at the sheet, we created, if you recall back on this tab here, we created this ad. And the suggestion was then go away and create ads for each of your campaigns and each of your ad groups. Now what we're going to do is bring those back together, and we're going to bring them back together on this third tab here. And what we're going to do is create a list. Much as we did with keywords earlier in module 3, we're going to do the same with our ads. So what we're going to do is complete this sheet just by copy pasting our ads in from wherever you've created them. And we're going to do it this way. We're going to have the first column is our campaign. Veneers exact, you recall that from the keywords module. Ad group is my best ad group. This is my headline, my description line 1, my description line 2, my display URL. Now, if we remember back to display URLs do not have to be a real URL, but it does need to be the same domain as your final URL. They have to be the same domain. You've got 35 characters here. You can include keywords and those kind of things. We've got our final URL here, our final mobile URL if there's an alternative, And we've got an option to put a device preference in here if we wish. I'll come back to device preference in a second, but here I've already set up the custom parameters for you. So keyword equals curly brackets, keyword ampersand match type equals match type. That's done for you. You can copy paste that down for every single row that you have ads for. You don't need to think about it. Mobile device preference simply means that if this is an ad we want to show on mobiles, because we're targeting mobile devices, and if we target mobile devices we should have a mobile specific ad, then we have mobile in that column there. If not, we have blank. Okay, so with that said, go and create your ads worksheet using all the ads that you built earlier in this module, put them together onto that spreadsheet. We're going to use them in the next training. Bye for now.